When we first found out that we were moving to the South, there was plenty of things that I was afraid of. Southern people being fake nice, the incredible heat, people that say pecan instead of pecan, and alligators. Even though I knew that I might see an alligator, I feel like it would be like when I was at the beach or in a park or just from very far away. I had no idea that it would be such a common occurrence that we would have one right in our neighborhood and one that can literally attack at any moment. When we first moved here, we lived in a neighborhood that had a lot of retention ponds, and on the retention ponds there was signs that said don't feed the alligators. They are in their natural habitat and whatever you do to them is going to screw them up, basically. That's what it said. And I didn't believe that we would actually be able to see them because I thought it was just, you know, like a precaution, like they exist out here. One day I was walking Miko and I didn't think anything of it. We were walking around a retention pond and all of a sudden I heard an alligator splash right into the water like 5 or 6 feet in front of us. I only knew it was an alligator because I saw the tail whip like on the way out, and I realized then that this is like an actual thing. I'm very lucky that my first encounter with that was one where the alligator was more scared of me than we were of it. But in our new house that also has a retention pond right behind it. So this is a view of our backyard from the deck. And you can see that we have a really small fence on the side that's lining the backyard that keeps us protected from the retention pond over there. We realized that we had an alligator and he would just kind of hang out on the bank on the side. He wouldn't really bother anyone. In fact, what bothered him was actually some kids, which was really annoying. The kids were standing on top of this drainage box, poking an alligator with a stick. It would open its mouth, and once we saw it, Mike yelled at the kids, but we don't know what's going on after that. I don't know if it's just me, but it seemed like over the last 2.5 years that we've been here that it seemed to have become a little less scared of us and a little more curious. Here's what happened last night.
This guy snuck up on me a few minutes ago. I scared him off. So I was taking some yard clippings and random debris and putting it in the compost pile.
Which is?
On the other side of the fence back there.
Okay.
So as I was taking things out through the back of the fence, I looked to my left and there is an alligator in the pond, like staring at me. Val came out, I showed her, Val came out while this was happening. I wasn't sure what he was doing, so I finished moving all my yard trimmings to the pile. He started to come up out of the water, so I swung the rake around as I was moving back towards the fence to shut it, and then he proceeded to come all the way up on land and then hide behind that pine tree over there and just sit there and wait for me to come back through the gate.
Well, no, at first he was actually like creeping through the hole right there. Like He was staring right at us from right there. They've never come up this close to our fence. And then he moved up and you said he was in like a crouch position.
Yeah, he, as soon as I walked away from the gate the second time, he moved up closer to the gate. And then, so I came around like over here to take another look, and like I could see his legs like sprung up like sprinter stance, and yeah, so that's enough yard work for today. Hopefully, I think this guy is a girl and she has a nest somewhere around this pond. And she's getting pretty territorial. If you guys have comments, please, I would like to know what we should do in this situation, because that was kind of scary. I had like a fight or flight adrenaline rush as soon as I saw him start coming up out of the water. I don't like that.
Never seen them come that close. Or not get scared at just a sound or a...
I don't like feeling like I'm not the top of the food chain.
Yeah. So he still hasn't left. I almost feel like he's still waiting. Still waiting for us. Obviously, we have no idea when it's the right time to call animal control. The problem is some of these alligators have babies, and if animal control is called, then they get taken away from their family and all the alligators die. And I know a lot of people are like, that's fine, whatever, but I'm not okay with it. I don't think that the alligators bother us if we don't bother them, for the most part. And obviously this is true because if you can see along our neighborhood, there are plenty of people that don't have fences that are outside all the time. So, I mean, it's possible to coexist with the alligators. We are 100% keeping our fence, and we are 100% deciding to go outside with Nico every time he goes outside just to be safe. But that is our alligator story. And if you move to South Carolina or Charleston specifically, be aware that this is a thing. Obviously, I got the camera out at the wrong second. I should have ran in the house and got it as this was happening, but I'm trying to learn. And the reason why that I'm putting this video up is because I kind of always want to remember when we lived in a place where there was an alligator stalking Mike. I think that is definitely going to be something that we can look back on. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you like our content, and we'll see you in the next one.